the soft lock, brought to you by our friends over at W. Use code GameMarksPod to save yourself 10% over at W.GG. Get yourself some jitterless energy today. Here we go. The soft lock is a segment where one of our mega marks from our Patreon gives us a question to answer, a topic to debate. It's a question of the week with a fancy name. John, who brings us this fabulous question?
None other than the speedrunner himself, the Elder Spork.
We love our best bitch from Best Batch Promotions. All right, so Spork's question is, you are starting a barcade, and we have to pick our first cabinets. We each get to pick a fighter, a shooter, a racing, a sport game, and a pinball machine. John, would you like to kick us off, or do we want to just go category by category? Your fighter, my fighter, back and forth?
I'll just kick us off here. We did this question not too long ago, a similar one, but it's always good to refresh our opinions and see where they equal our last ones. Because I believe the last time we answered this, I just came fresh from a Dave & Buster's. And now, I'm going to tell you. I went to Lake George a few weeks ago. And the arcade that I used to go to growing up, that had all the old games, I went in there. I was so excited. I'm like, this is where I used to go. Show me what you got here. All brand new games. I was like, I don't want to play Deal or No Deal. I don't know. No, where's the old ones? You
gotta keep with the times, man.
I know, but I didn't want to play any of that. It was so lame. Everything was like electronic with screens. I'm like, all the charm was gone.
Gotta get a nice mix of both.
I stayed in there,
find a sweet
5
spot.
minutes for the air conditioner, and I left. But my fighting game would be Marvel vs. Capcom. My shooter would be The Walking Dead. That is a fun one. You just shoot zombies.
Oh.
It's a big cabinet. I would pick the Fast and the Furious as the racing game. You know, you got the little keypad there. You could punch in your code. You could continue, get the cool cars. STK Wild about that. He used to work at an ice rink, and they had that there, so he would play every day at work. He had like this most souped up car. A pinball machine, WWF Royal Rumble pinball, because we have to stay on brand.
It's not bad. It's not a bad list. I got to be honest with you. There's some crossover here because there's a hard time making a final decision on these. So I gave two answers for some, and some there are like some weird like overlap. So for my fighter, I also have Marvel vs. Capcom, but honorable mention to Tekken Tag Tournament 2. That is, I think, not very surprising for people who've listened to the podcast. I am a huge fan of Tekken. So yeah, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is the superior in my opinion. For the shooter, I said either Time Crisis or, not sure if everyone will remember this one. Do you remember Area 51?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's a classic. They had it in my local arcade growing up, so I definitely have fond memories of playing that. For a racer, I said either Cruisin' World or Cruisin' USA.
Good ones. And 64 classics.
Oh yeah, that translate or vice versa. Translated from arcade to the console very, very well. But the consoles, the arcade cabinets are so good. And I honorable mention, man, I'm 100% right there with you. There it is, Cruisin' USA. The Fast and the Furious racing game arcade cabinet was definitely something. Big fan of that one as well. Sports game, NFL Blitz.
Good one.
Love Blitz Arcade. I love it so much. And then pinball machine. I have Royal Rumble pinball and then the Empire Strikes Back pinball machine, because if you haven't seen that, Google it. It's the coolest looking arcade machine
ever. I skipped my sports ones.
Oh, what was your
Either
sports
football
one?
Toss or Golden Tee Golf.
What's football
Those
toss?
fucking rings that you throw the football in.
Okay.
Like a legit
I was just
football
like, is that
toss.
like legit throwing it through the
Legit.
rings?